Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this RPG gaming bugbears video, I'm going to be talking about elitist gamers, those who hold up one system as the epitome of gaming to the complete exclusion of all else. You know these people, you've listened to these people, you've heard them bang on about how their system is the best thing since sliced bread and everything else is absolutely rubbish. You know what I'm talking about, the elitist gamers. Now, I'm not saying that people can't prefer their own systems, as I'm sure anyone who knows me and who has gamed with me or who has listened to my warblings on these videos or has read any of my comments on Facebook, Google Plus, whatever, will know that I am one of the world's biggest fans of the Fate system in all its manifest glory. However, being a fan of one game doesn't mean that you have to rubbish or denigrate anybody else's game. Role playing is a wide and varied hobby, much in the same way as when people read fiction. There are lots of different genres of fiction, and some people like romance fiction, some people like horror, some people like a good fantasy yarn, some people like detective novels, whatever you happen to like. Just because you don't like one of them doesn't make it any better or worse per se than any of the others. It just means it's not to your particular taste. And we see this quite a lot with roleplay systems. We have some people who are fans of the crunchier systems, some people who are fans of the narrative systems. We even have people who are fans of the same game but different editions. Yes, we all know that I'm talking about D&D, who would hold up even just their own edition as the pinnacle of role playing and rubbish other editions. Now, all I'm saying is before you choose to rubbish another role playing game, give it a little bit of a chance. If you still don't like it, that's fine. All I would ask, and certainly what I try to do when I'm creating my videos, is instead of saying this is rubbish, just change that slightly and just say it's not for me. After all, there's a difference between saying something is absolutely abysmal and has no redeeming features whatsoever, and just saying it didn't meet my personal preferences. Now, this is something that I found myself doing a lot the more I've been doing these videos and the more I've been reviewing RPG products. Even with ones that don't meet my particular taste, I try and have an impartial view and I try to look for the positives in any RPG product that I'm given, especially if someone has been kind enough to send me a review copy, as has happened a few times so far. As I said, the role-playing arena is particularly wide. There are numerous genres and rule systems available. By no means do all of these suit my own particular taste. I'm more given to the less crunchy narrative style of game by default. However, just because that's the particular flavour of RPG I like, it doesn't mean that I can't look at a more simulationist game or a crunchier game and say that yes, it's a good example of that particular style of RPG product, which, although it may not appeal to me, I can attempt to pick out the positive aspects of it and say to someone, well, if you like a more simulationist style game, you may well enjoy this. And I think that's a far better way to go than just looking at something and because it doesn't meet your own personal preferences, just rubbishing it out of hand. So, if I had to give one piece of advice to anyone when dealing with these elitist gamers, I would just say one thing to bear in mind is that there are many, many different roleplay systems out there, probably as many as there are role players to play them. And just because all of them don't meet your or my particular taste does not necessarily make them worse overall. What I would say is that we handily now live in an era where many role-playing games are available for a reduced price through places such as Drive-Thru RPG, etc., in PDF format. And I think this is great because it gives you a way to look at a book relatively cheaply and get hold of a copy. And then, if you like it, you can eventually go on to buy the hard copy. Many of these PDFs give you a discount when you buy the hard copy, and you can then get a printed copy for yourself. However, if you don't like it, you've saved yourself a little bit of money. So there we go. That's my thoughts on Elitist Gamers. Any game that you maybe don't like, there'll probably be someone out there who does enjoy it. So just give games a chance, and you never know, you might end up finding something that you prefer or expanding your horizons into areas that you didn't previously think of. And if you don't, well, where's the harm? You've given it a try. You know that that's not particularly for you, and you've expanded your knowledge of what game systems you're comfortable with and what game systems you'll want to play in the future. Well, that's the end of this RPG Bugbears video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope if you've enjoyed it, you'll click on like and subscribe down below. If you have any comments, if you want to tell me what your favourite RPG system is, please either hit up the Google Plus links or the comments box down below. And until I see you next time, thank you very much for listening and watching. Take care.